Happy Tuesday. Today is Pirate Science with Captain Richard, who is me. And you are you. So, how we doing today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Gotta get my phone out of my pocket so I can pull up the chat here. See who is in our chat. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we have, let's see, we got Micah and Stella. Stella says pug. Very important. Yeah, that reminds me, we should have a dog stream one day where everyone just gets their dogs and we all stream together. We have, let's see, we have Danielle. Now, is that Maya actually, right? I can't remember. You changed your name. It's hard enough to keep track of everyone's names, let alone when they have different names than their actual names. Stella says, I'm a girl. Oh, I thought you were a pug. No? Okay, so first, I just looked over our Google Classroom, and I was looking at the post I made about Game Jam 2021.
Game Jam 2021.
And I noticed that nobody has posted yet what they want to do in Game Jam 2021.
Game Jam 2021.
So, guys, we spent all day yesterday trying to think of ideas, and nobody posted an idea. So, Game Jam's coming up. Make sure that you type on the Google Classroom what kind of game you want to code all together, okay? And if you can't think of any ideas, I came up with a whole list of can't think of an idea, here's an idea list. Okay. Stella says, I'm a girl pug. Yes. Like my Brie. My Brie is a girl pug. I should get some dog stickers to put on my stream too. All right. Let's see. I'm a girl too. Micah, I'm your sister. This is important. Okay. So today we are going to talk a little bit more about our nifty inventions that we made, our pinhole cameras, right? So last time we made these guys. Oh, and shoot, I didn't set up. Okay, we'll just see how it goes. So these are our pinhole cameras. So the idea is that the light comes through this tiny little hole right here, right? Through the dark box, and then it hits itself right here on the screen. And you can kind of see the picture here. When you look at the screen, you look at it, and you can see the picture. So, I don't know how many people made these things. They were super, it is a project to definitely make. And if we ever get back into school, then we're all going to make one together. But I'm going to show you the next iteration. Iteration is like next draft, next model, next version of this here pinhole camera. Okay? Let me swivel this out of the way. It keeps getting in my way. All right. So, I'm Rose. Oh, hello, Rose. I'm glad that you're with us. I'm really happy that you're here. It's always exciting to have people pop in who some people just watch and they don't talk, and it's always great when people say hello. So this is our pinhole camera. We made this this aperture lens here, right? So we could swap this out with another aperture. The aperture is the size of the hole. So see, that is, and then however big it is, that's what you call it. I don't know if this is maybe 2 millimeters. So we would call that a 2 millimeter aperture, right? Okay, and I want to show you the next iteration of this, okay? And here it is. Look at this guy. Look how sweet it is. So there's the front. Can you see the hole in the middle? That's our aperture. And what is different about this guy? Well, first of all, it's a tube, right? It doesn't have to be a tube, but it just was the easy way to do it. But this is the prime difference, right? Look at this. Ooh. Stella says she can't find the Google Classroom. Stella, all you need to do is go to mrincorvia.com. Okay? Go to mrincorvia.com and you can then find our Google Classroom there. Okay? All right. So go to mrincorvia.com. Let's see. Hold on a second. Just want to put a there we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Go to mrincorvia.com and you can find the Google Classroom. Okay, so check out this guy. This is super cool. It's extendy. All right, so here are all the parts. Let's review. I want to show you how this works and why it's different and why it's cool. Okay, so here is our pinhole camera, right? Light comes through the aperture right here, this tiny little hole in the tinfoil. It travels through the box in darkness, and then it lands on the wax paper on the other side. Okay, so again, aperture in tinfoil, dark box, wax paper. It's like the screen, like a movie screen, right? This is the screen that the picture gets printed on. Okay, let's find these parts on this baby. All right, so here's our tinfoil, and this right here is the aperture. Okay, and this is the dark part of the box. And where is, look, where's the wax paper screen? I will show you. There it is. Okay, so you look through this end, all the way down there is the wax paper screen. Here. You can kind of see, can you see, like, you can see here is the light. The light from the other side of the tube is like I have a big light over here, and what's happening is it comes, it bounces off my hat, right? And as this white light bounces off the red part of my hat, that light becomes red, the wavelength red, okay? And then it bounces, and it hits this side of the wax paper, and you can see it, right? It's printed on the wax paper. You're kind of looking, right? So there it is. That is how it works. But if we put the wax paper into the super dark, so the wax paper is like kind of like right here, and your eye is going to be right here. And you look through the thing, it's way better. Okay? It's way better because like this part right here, the wax paper, it's like, this is just on the outside, right? It's so like, you can barely see anything. I mean, here, it just, right? Because there's too much light coming from all around it. By putting the wax paper screen down the middle of the whole dark thing, and then what we can do is we can just like look our eye through it. Oh, it works so much better. It works so much better. And then you can push and pull. And what does that do? So what happens is when we push and pull, so let's say this is our thing, the light is coming through this side, right? And what we do is we have the screen is here, and as we move it forward and back, the screen gets closer or further away from the source of light. What we're doing is we are changing the focal distance, the distance at which the light focuses onto our wax paper screen. All right? My name is Maya. Maya, one day you need to get an account that actually says Maya, you know? Why do you always have these accounts that say something besides Maya? Micah, you should help her with that. You have your own YouTube, you know? Camera. Yeah, that's right. It is. This is like we're slowly building a camera. Our first one had only the aperture. Okay, this is the aperture. This one has an aperture and the ability to change the focal distance. So we're slowly building a camera. All right, let's take a look at how, now this is much harder for me to capture. I can stick this here. Now see, already you can kind of see the picture going on in there. I don't know, maybe. No, not really. Okay, so it's harder to see because it's dark, right? But there is a great little simulation and game that we can play, all right? Let's go to mrincorvia.com. Okay, here we are on mrincorvia.com. And what we're going to do, I'm streaming live at 2:10 p.m. next Wednesday. Oh, okay. I have another class at 2 o'clock that goes to 3 o'clock. So I will have to watch it on your YouTube after you stream live. So let's go to mrincorvia.com. And Stella, in case you were wondering, like, hey, where is the Google Classroom? Right here. You go to mrincorvia.com. You can click this link or you can enter the code, however you want to do it. Let's scroll down and we're going to click on the big orange button that says links. Now this is a lot of fun. You're going to want to follow along today. Scroll all the way down to the bottom when we get to light and waves. We're going to take a look at two different links today. The first one we've already looked at, and the second one is going to be a new one. The first link, let's click on the first link, the Khan Academy Simple Pinhole Camera. I need dem account. What do you mean no? I'm not sure. Not sure what you mean. Okay, so here we are. Pinhole camera, simple pinhole camera. So this is the one that is our box, right? This little hole right here on the screen is this little hole right here in our box. And this big gap right here, this is this big gap right here. Okay, see it's all dark right here. And the light, which is shooting off of this here tree, it goes all directions. And most light does not go through the hole, the aperture right here. See, most light just scatters off and hits the front of the box. Bing, 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 bing. But every once in a while, I said every once in a while. There we go. It shoots through and it hits our, and this is the wax paper screen over here. Okay. And you can see it gets stuck right here. So let's increase the amount of light. This is such a fun game. You guys need to go to mrincorvia.com, click on links, and then try this out. So you can mess around with it, right? We add a lot more light. So see, most of the light is bouncing off the front of the box, but some of the light goes through the hole and hits the wax paper screen right over here. When we click capture a 2D image, this is what it kind of looks like looking at the wax paper, right? We can make the aperture a smaller hole so less light goes through, or a big hole so all the light goes through. Look at that. Oh my goodness. What is capture a 1D image? I don't remember that being there. Let's click this button and see what happens. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, clear 1D. Reading comprehension is important, boys and girls. Clear. So that's just clearing this over here. Okay. So this is just explaining how the pinhole camera works, right? And we know that the reason the image, this tree is upside down over here is because this bottom light, if this light, the only way it can go through the hole is to go at this angle. So it goes up and hits the top of the wax paper, right? If it was to go straight across, it's only going to hit the box. So it has only the light that is going at this angle hits and that's going to hit the top of the wax paper. And the top of the tree is the same thing. If the light is going to go straight across, it's just going to hit the box. Only the light that's going at a downward angle is going to get through that hole, and that angle is only going to let the light hit the bottom of the box. Okay? You can see if we make the aperture bigger, look how much more light can get through. If we make the aperture really small, it's going to be much more of a needle point on the side. That's why when we have a smaller image with smaller aperture, we get a clearer picture, but see, it's darker because less light is getting through. If we pump up the amount of light and keep the aperture small, we get a pretty nice picture of that tree. Ryer is with us. Hello, Ryer. We missed you yesterday. Ryer, we were getting ready for, you were going to definitely want to be a part of this. Yesterday, we were getting ready for Game Jam 2021.
Game Jam 2021.
So go check out the Google Classroom about what is Game Jam 2021. Okay? You're going to get on that. Okay. When is that? That is a good question. I think we're gonna shoot for next Monday. Okay, we're gonna shoot for next Monday. I'm gonna start early in the morning, and we'll finish. Okay. Yeah. Game Jam 2021. It's gonna be great. Okay, so let's take a look at where we're done with this. We've done this enough. Let's go to the next one. So on mrincorvia.com, you click on the links button. Go to links. It's the big orange button, and go all the way down to the bottom. And you're going to click on focal length. Okay, this is the new game that's going to teach you about what it's like to be able to change the distance. Okay? How do you take a picture on the thing? There is a button that says Capture 2D Image. Click one of the buttons. Okay, this is taking a while to load. Okay, so this looks very similar, right? Here we have our tree. And here we have the aperture, right? Which is right here. And here we have the wax paper in the back. So this looks very similar to what we just did, right? Very similar. So when we click the Capture 2D Image, this is what we get here. Okay, we can adjust the aperture, get a sharper picture. We can make it bigger, brighter, but less sharp, right? So we want to try to capture the best picture we can. One that is not dark, but also has good detail of the tree. That's pretty good, right? Pretty good. Now, here, the second slider is the focal distance. You can see that what it does is it moves the distance of the wax paper. And that's what's happening here, right? So here's the wax paper right here. Let me switch my screen. Here is the wax paper on the end of this tube, and here is the aperture, right? So inside the tube, it gets closer or further away from the aperture, right? So push it all the way in. That's really close. We can pull it far away, and now it gets farther away, all right? So here you can do the same thing. If you don't have one of these, and we'll put one together in the coming weeks, okay? Let's see what happens to the picture, okay? So from far away, when we capture the image, there it is. Now, I'm going to move this much closer. I'm going to move it closer. When we move it closer, do you think the tree is going to get bigger or smaller? Everyone think in your brain. I'm going to move the wax paper. I'm going to move the wax paper closer to the aperture. It's going to get real close. Is the tree going to get big or is the tree going to get small? What's going to happen? Take a guess. Type your guess in chat. Big or small? Is the tree going to get big? We're going to move it closer. Is it going to get bigger or is it going to get smaller? Maya found a good picture. So here we go. We're going to move it closer. Here's our wax paper. It's getting closer. 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 Oh my goodness. Look how close it is right now. It's going to get potato. That wasn't one of the choices. All right. Let's click capture and see what happens. Look how tiny the tree got. So without the distance, right, you can see that this brown can't hit the top. A big picture, the bottom of the tree would be way up here and the top of the tree would be way down here. But when it's this close, the light can't get there, right? The angle, it's going to hit the box. If it wanted to get all the way up here, it's going to hit the box right here. So you can take pictures, move it back, move it back, move it back. You can get a really big picture from way in the back. Okay? You can scoot it in, and what happens when it gets closer, it gets brighter also. So that's another way that you can. You didn't switch your screen. Light 10, aperture 1. Oh yeah. So here we can mess with brightness by moving the focal length closer. So see how bright that is? Look, here is aperture. Let's do aperture 10 here. Okay. So see how bright that is? It's small, but it's very bright. And if we move it all the way far away, it is a little more dim, but it is also much bigger. Okay, so we can mess around with this. Okay, here we go. We can do like very short focal distance, a lot of aperture. Oh my goodness. Tiny aperture, very close. Look how sharp that is. What a beautiful little tree there. But it's very hard to see because it's so small. If we move it all the way in the back, we get a big, beautiful tree, but it's so dark we can barely see it. So we need to, this is the thing about photography, is that it's all about a balance. Can you, so Maya found that light 10 aperture 1 was really good on the first one. Let's take a look. We'll pull this one up here. So she said, so light 10 aperture 1. So capture 2D image. There it is. Look, beautiful, right? Oh, you can't see my screen. Oh my goodness, guys. That's ridiculous. Okay, let's do this again. We'll do it again. I'm sorry for all that. Technology, you know? Technology. T for technology, right? S for science, T for technology, and sometimes T for technology. Messed me up. Okay, so yes, so this was Maya's thing. She said, let's set light to 10 and aperture to 1 and capture the image. And you see we get very sharp image, right? Very sharp image. But it's a little dark. So what if we did aperture 3? A little bit. It's fuzzier, right? Maybe aperture 2. Can we get a little more? Can I even get there? There we go. A little bit better, right? It's a pretty good tree right there. So now let's go to the focal one. So this is the one that I was messing with. You probably couldn't see because I was messing around. Okay, so here we have aperture. When we have, let's take a picture here. We'll do aperture 5, distance 266. Okay, and as we move it closer, you can see that the tree gets smaller but brighter. See how it's getting brighter? It's getting brighter because more of the light is focusing on the same area. See, very bright but very small. And if we move it all the way back, big but darker. So here is just another way that you can play around with so Maya, what is the best picture that you can take using the focal distance effect? Okay, go to mrincorvia.com. It's the last link. What are the settings for the best picture here? Kind of in the middle here, right? It's pretty good. That's a pretty good tree. So you have to figure that out. Okay, so focal distance. I want you all, I'll put this on our Google Classroom, okay? So elementary STEM, here we are. Mess around with focal distance. Okay. So everyone go, I put it on the Google Classroom. Everyone go play with that. Try to get the best picture that you can using the focal distance, okay? Mess around with these. If you find a really good one, write it in the Google Classrooms. Type in like, oh, aperture 4, focal distance 207, I think is the best. I don't know. I bet you can do better than this one. You can make a better tree than that. Okay? Okay, guys, so that's what we're going to do today. But we'll build one of these, but I want you to mess around with this first so you can kind of understand. Why does it get smaller? Why does it get bigger? Okay? All right. This has been super fun today. Tomorrow's Let's Maker It. We're going to definitely, we're so close to getting that that digital piano prototype done, right? We have to, tomorrow is going to be like a lot of grunty work trying to get all of the lights wired up. Ugh. But we want to do it. That's what we want to do. So, we also have to put a button down to the teach you a song button. So we got a lot of work on that piano and we're getting close. It's very exciting. Very exciting. And then we're going to make a PCB and we're going to order it from China and it's going to be amazing, right? Okay. So remember, please go to the Google Classroom and type in your idea for Game Jam 2021.
Game Jam 2021.
All right. Guys, it's been good. I got to get to my junior high class. I will talk to you tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Let's Maker It. See you later, alligators.